Hello everybody. Thank you so much for helping our project. All links are in the description of this video. Dear viewer, we kindly ask you to like it. Your thumbs up is highly needed to spread the project. Guru.Markets. Now we will look at the current fundamental indicators of the company Airbnb, ticker ABNB. This review was made using data as of August 7, 2024. By classification, Guru.Markets company Airbnb Inc. belongs to the subcategory accommodation. 50 organizations take part in the analysis, which is very representative. We start with summary information about the company. Let's look at each indicator in more detail a little further. If necessary, you can put it on stop. We invite you to carefully look at all the parameters of the organization under study. Access to the database with the ticker structure is absolutely free. Please provide a link to the security analysis to your friends and acquaintances. So, we're finally starting. Market capitalization of the company Airbnb is $82.83 billion. With a subcategory capitalization of $331 billion. Airbnb Inc. accounts for a share of 25.012%. This is one of the leaders of the subcategory. The company's balance sheet capitalization is estimated at $5.43 billion. With a balance sheet capitalization of the subcategory of $81 billion. Airbnb accounts for a share of 6.671%. Comparing the shares of stock exchange and balance sheet capitalization, we see the following. Share Airbnb Inc. in the subcategory when assessing market value is 25.012%. The balance sheet capitalization is 6.671%, which is 73% less than the share of stock market capitalization. Assessment of the company's share of market and balance capitalization in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. Final company assessment Airbnb Inc. will be presented at the end of the video. Please watch the analysis to the end. The company's debts amount to $1.575 billion. Debt liabilities to balance sheet capitalization amount to 29% of capital. Score based on the level of the company's debt obligations. Good, 1 point. The company's stock price to profit balance is 17.5. With an average for the subcategory of 20.8, this is 16% lower than for the subcategory. Assessment of the company's market value to its profit in comparison with subcategory companies. Good, 1 point. Profit for the last 12 months was $4,939 million. Forward earnings for the coming 12 months are expected to be $3,404 million, which is 31.1% less than at the current moment. An assessment of projected future profit performance in comparison within the subcategory. Tolerable, -0.5 points. The company's value to revenue ratio is 8.1. The subcategory average of 2.3 is 252% higher than the subcategory average. Assessment of the stock market value to its revenue in comparison with indicators in the subcategory. Bad, -1 point. Revenue for the last 12 months was $10,240 million. Future revenue for the next 12 months is tentatively expected to be $7,060 million. and this is 31% less than at the current moment. Assessment of the estimated future sales volumes in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Tolerable, minus 0.5 points. The sales margin is 48.2%, with an average in the subcategory of 11.1%. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 37.1%. Assessment of marginality in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. The company's share by number of personnel in the subcategory is 1%, which is 2,401% less than the share of market capitalization. And this reflects the discrepancy between the current stock market value of the company Airbnb, rather towards revaluation. The amount of market capital for each employee of the company is $11,992,000, whereas for the subcategory it is $480,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 2,398.3%. Estimation of the amount of capital per employee in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Tolerable, 0 points. The amount of profit per individual employee of the company is $715,100, with an average in the subcategory of $23,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 3,004%. Estimation of profit per company employee in comparison with the indicators of subcategory companies. Good, 0.5 points. The sales volume per employee of the organization is $1,483,000. By subcategory, $207,000. The difference between the subcategory average and the company's performance is 616%. Estimation of revenue per employee in comparison with the indicators of companies in the subcategory. Good, 0.5 points. Short shares correspond to 2.6%, with an average for the subcategory of 5%. This is a short squeeze indicator. Indicator RSI 14 shows a level of 32% for the company Airbnb Inc. In the subcategory, the RSI level, 14, is 45%. Potentially, securities of the subcategory are quoted higher than those of the company Airbnb Inc. Comparing the movement of a company's stock price Airbnb and subcategory companies. We will see that over the last 12 months, stocks Airbnb Inc. showed a dynamics of minus 6.9%. Against price changes in the subcategory, minus 7.6%. This does not clearly indicate anything, but it is necessary to keep this fact in mind. Before showing the final grade, please write your stock rating Airbnb in the comments to this review. Your comments greatly contribute to the development of the channel Guru.Markets. The overall result is 0.5 out of 10 points. The average result for the subcategory is 1.3 points. If you look very broadly, within the US stock market in the aggregate, you can see that the average result for the entire US stock market as a whole is 0.3 points, against a score of 0.5 points for Airbnb. Let's look at the order table that is available to you. A link to it in the pinned comment. The order table contains all decisions of the information and reference system for stock valuation Guru.Markets. Access to the order table is absolutely free, link in the pinned comment. Based on the analysis of the company's shares Airbnb reference rating system Guru.Markets, the decision was made. Do not open a deal due to Airbnb Inc., not the most undervalued company in the subcategory. Thank you all so much for watching this video and for using the information and reference System.GURU.Markets. You all truly are the best audience.